Hi, everyone. I am Ia Afo, the Director of Training and Development for the Arizona ACES Consortium. It's wonderful to see you again, and welcome to our fourth edition of the Supporting Wellness series. In this piece, I originally thought we were going to do about three parts to this series, and then it dawned on me that there is so much more information than we could really talk about and tools that we could give. So why stop there? And hence this next video. Yoga Nidra is a practice that I was introduced to several years ago. I want to say it's got to be about 7 years. And I heard about this amazing practice. I read about it somewhere that it was like it's called yoga, right? But it's really like a form of meditation. And you do it when you're laying down. And it's a very different meditative experience than what we are typically trying to do in terms of meditation. And with meditation, if you know a little bit about my background, I lived for about a year in India in a spiritual community where there was a lot of meditation and yoga and so forth. And then I lived in China for a couple of years in the Shaolin Temple, which is the home of Zen Buddhism, and spent a lot of time around meditation. And what I've really found is that most of us really don't have the ability to meditate. It's such it's a very difficult thing, and especially if you come from the West, you know, a lot of people that grow up in our Asian countries learn meditation all the way from childhood, right? They're exposed at age 2 and 3 and so forth and so on, and so it becomes a part of them. And so being able to quiet the mind and still the mind and control the mind is really built into the ethos of so many of the Eastern cultures. So, as Western people, it becomes quite hard for us, and many of us give up on meditation because we feel like we're failing at it. Yoga Nidra is very different. And you do Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is also known as yogic sleep. And you do Yoga Nidra laying down. And sometimes you fall asleep doing it. Um, but the idea is that you're able to access the healing theta waves of the brain while still remaining conscious. And so it's a very restorative type of practice. Um, what we know is that, you know, stress has a way of manifesting itself in the body, right? Especially when we're trying to ignore it. And what the research shows is that at least 77% of Americans report that they've experienced physical symptoms brought on by stress, and nearly all of them regularly experience psychological disorders like anxiety, right? Anxiety is that big buzzword, a word that I was always trying to deny was a part of my life because there's so much um, it's so like everyone is saying anxiety, 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 anxiety. And come to find out, a lot of us are really struggling with anxiety. So, a calming practice like Yoga Nidra or yogic sleep can help us to effectively manage stress by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of our brain that controls rest and digestion. So through Yoga Nidra, you can access a realm of consciousness that exists between waking and sleeping. So it's combining an alert awareness of the mind with the total relaxation of the body. So it's a practice where science and spirit, it's kind of working together to relieve the tension and stress that can keep us awake at night and keep us very distracted during the day. I know for myself, I got certified to facilitate Yoga Nidra. I guess it's probably been 6 years ago now, and it was one of those things. I don't know if you're like me and you're a person that takes a lot of training and a lot of stuff. You know, there's a lot of training that you might do, a lot of things that you might involve yourself in that eventually fall off, right? You're like, oh, that was great. And for a period of time, it's wonderful. And then you kind of let it go. And yoga nidra was not that for me. It was one of those things that I really held on to because it was such a valuable practice. And I incorporated it into the work that I used to do in Gila River Indian community. When I worked out there, I was a community based clinician and I worked with a lot of families who were really struggling, adults and children. But I focused a lot of my work around the adults, right? Because the adults set the space and can create healing and safety for our kiddos. So if we want our kids to be able to change their behaviors and heal some of the trauma or toxic stress, it's got to start with the parents. And so I would go out on the community and I would do a lot of this work to help the parents regulate the brain and have some level of healing. So I wanted to introduce you to the practice. Um, and so what I'm going to do next is, and maybe you've learned enough. Maybe you've learned about it, and now you're going to go from this video. You can Google or search on YouTube, and there'll be tons of different yoga nidra scripts and practices that you can do that are anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. You can do it right before you go to bed at night. You can do it while you're still laying in bed when you wake up in the morning. During periods of my life where I've had tremendous amounts of stress, I would pull over in the car in like a McDonald's parking lot or somewhere, recline my seat, and then do some of the yoga nidra practice there to help to regulate my brain. So it's a very useful practice. You can do it several times a day. Um, and it doesn't require the same ability as a traditional yoga practice. So maybe that's all you needed, and you're off and running now, and you have this new practice that you're going to try. But if you would like to try it for about 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead now and do a very short 10-minute yoga nidra sequence that you can be doing while sitting in a chair. So if you would like to do that now, I'm going to go ahead and take you through that practice. I'll stop my video while I'm doing it so that everybody can relax and be calm and not feel like I'm there watching you. Okay, so if possible, kick off your shoes, put your feet up, and uncross your legs and arms. Let yourself sink comfortably into your chair or on the floor. Begin using your breathing to create a relaxing experience. Slowly breathe all the way in and all the way out. Each time you breathe out, begin relaxing any tightness or tenseness you may have. Tightness may be in the form of physical tension, mental confusion, or emotional distress. Just let it all clear away each time you exhale, like clouds disappearing. Now take your attention to your feet. Take a nice big breath in and feel them softening and relaxing each time you breathe out. Slowly and easily. The next time you breathe in, let your awareness fill your legs. And when slowly breathing out, allow your calves, your knees, and your thighs to continue releasing and relaxing, letting go more and more each time you breathe out. Wrap your awareness around your hips. Breathe in deeply and feel them soften as you breathe out, sinking and settling down slowly and easily. Float your attention to your back. Breathe in and out. And as you breathe out, feel the tension in your back dissolve, letting go more and more each time you breathe out. Surround your shoulders with awareness like a comforting cloak. Breathe in and feel them softening as you breathe out, releasing the tightness and soreness, soothing your shoulders with your slow and easy breathing. Let this relaxed feeling begin flowing down around your shoulders, soothing your arms and hands with quiet and peace. Become aware of the mouth. Breathe in and unclench the teeth. Let the lips part slightly. As you continue breathing gently and softly, let the nose and cheeks smooth out, allowing the eyes and forehead to soften. Imagine letting your pores open and breathe, feeling yourself releasing and expanding. As you relax deeper and deeper, the peacefulness reminds you of a quiet, personal sanctuary, an extremely comfortable and safe place where you feel surrounded with exactly what you need. Bring it all alive by using all of your senses. This is a special place to feel protected and safe and understood, where you can spend some time getting to know your authentic self, the person you were really meant to be, feeling safe to be who you really are. and fully capable of finding answers to your questions. Treat yourself to some time to explore this special feeling and space. After a while, allow your attention to come back to your breath. Feeling more wholesome and real, and feeling your energy improving with each breath. Whenever you're ready, begin to stretch your body, wiggle your fingers and toes, gently come back to our physical space, and open your eyes, feeling refreshed and renewed. So that's just an example of a short yoga nidra practice that you might want to do during the day if you're feeling overwhelmed or particularly stressed, if your cup is starting to run over. It's a great practice to incorporate. And again, you can go on YouTube and Google Yoga Nidra, and you will find regular 45-minute to an hour full practices that you can do on your own time in the bed or on the floor. Thank you so much for joining us again, and I look forward to seeing you in our next edition. Take good care. Bye bye.